Today on the DNVR Pregame Show, what we're watching for today against Kansas State. We're doing a pregame show like normal people right before the game. And we've got a live weather report on the ground from Uncle Neely and much more from Uncle. Let's do it. Let's go.
Squad. Oh.
I don't think he's
Well,
there.
I think you're good.
You might be off the hook, bro. Okay.
I knew it. That's why I did it. Yeah.
Welcome into the DNVR Pregame Show presented by our friends over at Coors Light. And Game Time, get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Go to CoorsLight.com/DNVR and download the Game Time app. Use the promo code BUFFS. You'll get $20 off your first order.
There he is.
Hunk.
Hey, I heard him step on me. Like I heard.
Damn it. We was having technical difficulties. That's why, Unk. That's why. Don't worry.
I'm standing out here. It's cold. It's raining. It's windy. To get stepped on. And by Scotty, I was like, "Come on, dog."
Never on purpose, Unk. Never on purpose. Hey, you look like you dealing with some weather out there, though. What's up? What's going on? How you feeling? What's your whereabouts looking like?
I'm cold in places I shouldn't be cold.
What's that? What's the weather actually like? Do you think it's inclement enough to impact the flow of the game?
Yeah, absolutely it is. But I tell you what, it's cold, wet, and rainy on both teams, right? So I don't know if it's going to give someone a disadvantage or an advantage more than the other. There's not a flag in the stadium that's not moving, so it's a windy day as well. So I expect, someone's going to take their shots right downfield, just kind of catch somebody off guard. But you can expect some more runs than passes in these kind of conditions. It does not appear we're 66 minutes to kickoff, and it doesn't appear that this is going to change anytime soon or throughout the duration of the game.
To me, it sounds like plus 17 and the under sound really good right now.
And there's some of the team running out now for run out. So
All right, the all whites. I saw they got the chrome gold face masks on there to match the chrome gold numbers.
I see.
That's nice. Yep. Yeah, the good news about a game in which there will be more running is Kansas State gave up 292 yards on the ground last week. The bad news about a game where there will be more running is Kansas State ran for 472 yards on the ground last week, and the Buffs probably gave up damn near that many.
Yeah.
Tough, man.
Got to find a way to stop the run. I mean, someone asked me last night, it was like, hey, do you think we have any chance? And I'm just like, if they play against the run like they did for the first 2.5 quarters against ASU, yes.
Yeah.
Well,
if it's even half as much as they looked in the last quarter and a half, no.
I mean, Kansas State has been a team that has played very up and down this year. I mean, I guess to their competition, but it's really mostly on them. I mean, they can just play really sloppy football and can just muck up some games. I mean, with this weather, given their play style and given what Colorado's going to have to do with Caden Salter, I mean, I could see just a complete rock fight today where, I mean, the spreads, the records, the teams, nothing matters. It's just a war on the field.
I know Chris Kleiman woke up this morning happy looking at that weather report, knowing that this weather dictates the game that he wants to play anyway. If it was up to Chris Kleiman, he would have run the ball 50 times, throw it 5 times, especially with how inconsistent Avery Johnson has been this year throwing the football and taking care of the football. So this weather plays right into Kansas State's hands. And honestly, it might play into what Colorado wants to do offensively as well, right? They also have a quarterback starting today who has been a little inconsistent in terms of decision making and whatnot, who obviously is a talented runner of the football. So honestly, both coaches, both sides might like this because it might, play into what they want to do or what they might be best at doing at this point of the year, which is the season finale. It's crazy to think about.
Obviously, Caden back at quarterback. Just what can you tell us about his approach, given that decision and everything that goes into it?
Well, Coach Prime called on the guys last night during the team meeting, and it was a core group of guys with two things in common. One, that this is it for you. This is your last game as a Colorado Buff. And for us to be successful today, guys, he needed a big game from. And, of course, Salter was one of those guys. And so based on his remarks to the team, his outlook, what he wants to accomplish today, I would say looking forward to seeing it, man. I'm trying to find another spot where you guys can kind of see the warm-up taking place behind me.
Yeah.
Dog, it's cold out here. So I wanted to stop and say that for a second. It's cold out here. Can y'all see the running backs there?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
sir. I see that 7 down.
All right. So I'll take me off and leave these guys on. So here's the interesting dynamic, about this. I think it was Jake that said it was one of those games where you can kind of throw stats out the window. Since K-State has been in the Big 12 at the same time as, us, they're averaging 33.2 points a game, leading the conference in average over those years. The wins may not, match that, but clearly what we got to do today is we got to keep them under that 33.2, and we can't give up those big plays. When we talk about stopping the run, we were very successful last week at stopping the run until it came to a 65-yarder, a 60-yarder, and an 88-yarder. You take those away, and we stop the run. So the rain has slacked up. We'll see if that holds for today, but I think this is going to be more running than passing today.
I think the thing that's maybe giving Buffs fans the most stress right now is Jordan Seaton being out again. What can you tell us about his health situation and just how he's doing in general?
Attitude-wise, he's doing great, man. And I think I said it last week, when you watch his body language and approach, he looks, like he could go. So it's not something, that's going to be detrimental next season. But when you look at a risk-reward standpoint, it's better just to have him sit than to go out there and aggravate something that you don't have him ready, for February workout, strength and conditioning, let alone spring ball. So a fan base for the future, I wouldn't be overly concerned at all about what he's going to bring back to the table. But playing in this last game in these conditions, why risk it?
Fair enough.
Our guy Tawfiq Bayard has been upgraded to available today. We saw him leave last week's game. He's already been banged up this season, got hurt up again last week, but like I said, he's available today. What have you just seen from him this week as he tried to work his way back? And what do you think it says about him, playing in this game, obviously at less than 100%?
He's a dog, man. Probably a double D if we've ever had one. And when you look at, what was the game that he had to sit the first half?
That was West Virginia, or
Yeah, it was West Virginia.
yeah.
Well, man, go back and look at the stats, and not necessarily his, but the overall defense.
Right.
Look what happened in the secondary when he got back in the game.
For sure.
He is literally a game changer. His presence out there, what he brings to the table, being a leader out there, being a communicator, holding people accountable. You miss him when you don't have him, and you feel him when he's there. So for him to make this trip and be dressed and playing, shout out to that guy.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Sorry
Should we take our
about
first break and then we can do the injury report and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's hit it. First, shout out to our friends over at Coors Light. You're about to, if you want, I guess, you could spend about the next 6 hours with us.
Why not?
We're probably going to have a Coors Light or two, so why not join us? Come hang out at the DNVR bar as well. I'm sure the Buffs fans are on their way here. Yeah, man. Last weekend of the season. It's that Saturday after Thanksgiving. I don't know about y'all, but I always get there's a special feeling on this weekend. Rivalry weekend,
Absolutely.
man. One of my favorites of the year. So make sure you enjoy it with a Coors Light. And again, come hang out with the DNVR bar with us all year long. Make the most out of times you choose to chill. Choose Coors Light. Get it delivered straight to your door when you visit CoorsLight.com/DNVR. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado beer.
And shout out to the squad, our good friends over at Ent Credit Union, man. Y'all have already heard us talk plenty about Ent Credit Union and that Broncos checking product and all the cool perks that come with it, like those game day discounts at Empower Field, the chance to win Broncos tickets, and all the exclusive merch that comes with it, man. But there are even more perks, man. For those who are interested in signing up, man, they're giving you $200. Yep, that's $200 to be dropped right into your account after just a few easy requirements. So with the playoff push heating up, it's the time to lock it down. The perks, this beautiful,
Look at this thing,
beautiful card, and the $200 that I just mentioned. So if you're ready to bank like a Bronco, head on over to ent.com/DNVR to learn more. Insured by NCUA, membership required. Account requires associated ENT Broncos debit card. Requires a $100 deposit and activation of debit card within 30 days of account opening. So shout out to ENT Credit Union.
All right.
Ent Credit Union.
Let's do our injury report. Of course, as you saw, players are running out onto the field. There's some updates to some of what we saw last night from the actual injury report as well. But let's do it. Checking in on our Common Spirit injury report. We got some, Jordan Seaton's out. There's some good news on this. There's some bad news today, though. You'll see Tawfiq Thomas, Carter Stoutmeyer also listed as out. Larry Johnson comes into this game as doubtful. Going to, or questionable as well, Ben Finnisseth, Amari McNeil, Brandon Davis Swain. I mean, that's good for Amari McNeil. He's been pretty much out or doubtful, I think, the last few weeks. Brandon Davis Swain, we'll see if he's able to go as well, though the defensive line woes just keep on coming, unfortunately.
So those bottom four guys that you see on the screen, Larry Johnson, Ben Finnisseth, Amari McNeil, and BDS, are now all game time decisions based on today's pregame update. So I guess that's maybe most good for Larry Johnson because you go from doubtful to having a chance to play. So we'll be on the lookout for those four guys at the bottom as game time decisions, whether they suit up or not today.
Then let's go to the probables, good and bad news here. Tawfiq Byard sounds like he's going to give it a go and be on the fields. I did see Adam Munster Tiger, however, tweet, though, for Joseph Williams. He is not dressed for today's game.
Damn.
Keaton Wade, we will find out as well. Once we get back to Unk, we can ask him a little bit more about these guys. But, Adam Munster Tiger, despite no longer being listed on the game day participation report, CU Buffs wide receiver Joseph Williams is not suited up pre-game.
Damn.
Oh, that's not what you want to hear.
Nope.
Damn.
Is Unk still with us? Yeah. Cool. There he is. What's going on? This is a game to me where you can find out a lot about some guys.
Definitely.
And the guys who are out there and turn up and give you everything today are the type of guys that you want in the foxhole.
100%.
And if I was a coach, that's what I would be telling these guys today. Like, you're going to show me a lot about who you are based on the way you perform in the cold, on the road, with nothing to truly play for other than pride. So how much pride do you have?
It's like that game 2 years ago against Utah.
Yep.
You're without your starting quarterback. You're on the road to Utah. We've obviously seen the last couple of years what that means to go on the road to Utah. Just how much do you care, really? Like,
yo,
what's up, yo? How much do you care? How much do you want? How much do you love this game, really? That's what this weekend and what this game is kind of about, just separating those really who, as Coach Prime talks about so much all the time, those who are willing to just put it all on the line for this game, just for the love of the game, too.
Yeah. And that's why I asked Lung about Tawfiq, man, because this is somebody who is already playing with a cast on his hand. We see him leave the game last week, not even able to move his shoulder or arm or whatever, not come back to the game. And now he's back playing again this week. in a game, like we have mentioned many times before, doesn't mean a whole lot. Doesn't stand for a whole lot. Like, there's not playing for a whole bunch, but yet Taufik and some of these other guys are battling, and I completely agree. And, you mentioned it earlier in terms of this is a game that screams close game and under with the elements and whatnot. Like, I was thinking about it earlier this week, like, it reminds me a lot of that Utah game a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
Where both teams, backup quarterbacks, at least in that game, you know what I'm saying? Not a lot to play for, on the road for Colorado. And what's usually a tough place to play in a really cold environment. They showed up. Like, that Colorado football team acquitted themselves quite nicely.
They did.
Many people would say that they probably should have won that game if the refs weren't out there tweaking and whatnot. But, I think I'm kind of expecting a similar effort today. And we're going to see, like I said, who's really about that Buff life and who's really about playing for this program and playing for that name on the front of their jersey just as much as the back. But, hey, them snowflakes.
Is that snow?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Those snowflakes look big as hell.
Oh, man.
We can't.
We'll get you back here in just a second. Sorry,
Alyssa, could you unmute Unk?
Alyssa, can you unmute Unk, please? Can you unmute Unk? Unk, that is snow. We hear you now.
He can't talk now.
Yeah, I've been trying to get y'all's attention because it stopped raining. And I was standing there talking to Juju, and I started feeling this little sting. And I said, Juju, is that ice? And he was like, yeah, man. And then it went from ice to these big ass chunks of snow.
Yeah.
Like, it's no longer raining, but
Yeah, those flakes are
I don't know
fat.
how good y'all can see it, but it is literally ice chunks falling from the sky.
Those are real flakes.
Damn.
Sheesh.
Honestly, though, those types of flakes make it not quite as cold.
Makes it cool, honestly.
Oh, no. Look, let me tell you this. I would rather have this than the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
absolutely.
sure.
Yeah. Although it does look windy, too. My God.
Man,
There's JoJo not dressed.
my dog, number 8, man.
Unk, we just did the injury report. Brandon Davis Swain and Amari McNeil were listed as questionable. Are either or both of those guys suited up for today's game?
Damn, I was just down there, and I walked back here. I can't see from here if they are, because they're wearing white, and it is a white out right now. I'm trying to look to the end zone where they're warming up at. I don't see their numbers, though.
I wonder with the snow in Colorado wearing these white jerseys, if that could throw off some vision.
Let's go.
For the opposing quarterback, potentially.
Yes. Great thought.
Hey, dog,
Bro, that looks like it is starting to come down.
No, that looks like a snowstorm at this point.
It is real. I have never seen any shit like this in my life. Man.
Wow.
It went from raining to sprinkling, and as it was sprinkling, I'm telling you, I'm standing there talking to Juju, and I'm like, my hands are stinging. Is that ice coming out the sky? And then there was no mistake about it. Like, it's real.
Hey, I love to see Juju right there too. Just chopping
Hyping
it
up
up,
the guys,
being with the dudes, like bringing the juice. I know he cold as hell right now too, but he not showing it at least.
I can see it in his posture.
Juju.
Oh man.
Right, had to call. He got his headphones in.
Oh man.
Oh, man. Unk, if
Joe,
we were to let you
you
go,
cold?
would you be able to go inside and
cold?
warm up?
Joe said he's not cold.
Do you hear what I said, Unk?
No, I'm going to stay out here for all the pregame because there's nothing else I'm going to get me some.
What a
All
guy.
right. All right. I was
So-
making sure we weren't freezing you out there.
Dedicated to his
No, I got
craft.
to do I may have to run when Coach Prime does his model interference thing. But other than that,
Should we take our next break? We could talk Marshall Faulk and
Yeah.
a bunch of other stuff. On the other side of this break. And shout out to our friends over at Bet365. The squad's been having a decent time, I'd say, lately over at Bet365.
Yeah.
Damn, man. Last full slate college football today. Make sure you get over at Bet365. On I don't know. It's just fun with a little more skin in the game, especially when it comes to rivalry weekend. It just means more. Last year we had an all-time rivalry weekend, bunch of upsets, big moments, emotions spilling over. We'll see what today brings, but also playoff race heating up in the NFL, NBA and NHL underway as well. And right now from Bet365, new customers get $150 in bonus bets when you bet $5 win or lose. Sign up, use the code DNVR365, deposit $10 and place a bet for $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins or loses. Bonus bets can be used on anything, spreads, totals, player props, futures, SGPs, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. You must be 21 or older and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply.
Also, shout out to our friends over at Taco Bell, and they've got something new, guys. It's the steak and roasted poblano rolled quesadilla. It's just
Fire.
It's special. It's very special. And those poblanos absolutely hit. There's like a, what do they got in here? It's like a spicy ranch sauce on there. That's fantastic. But anything you get over at Taco Bell always hits, and it's good weather for it. It's a piping hot Taco Bell. Yeah, that sounds great. All right, get over there, and you've got just a few days left to get a Buffs box. So get yourself a Buffs box, throw on top a grilled steak poblano, grilled cheese burrito. Fantastic. Shout out Taco Bell.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it is. Look, Unc, it's I know it's not great for you out there, but we were also greeted to ice and snow and
no lie.
freezing temps. So
Damn, probably took you like an hour to drive here, huh?
I was just fine. Thank you. I have tires this year.
Look, has changed completely. Like this
Wow.
snow is he's got snow on him. Like,
Dude, this is crazy. It's accumulating already.
that's what I'm saying. Like, could you imagine if it stays up like this level? Like by halftime, it's gonna be like they might have to do some actual maintenance.
I swear this happened at like a Kansas or Kansas State game the last year or so, where, or maybe it was an Iowa State game. It was something like that, middle of the country Big 12 game, where at halftime, all of a sudden it's just a whiteout, looks completely different from what it was first half. I mean, if this keeps going, that's definitely going to be the case out there.
This is probably a lot of dudes on this team first game in the snow too.
Probably.
Like I was just seeing Yo-Yo. I would be willing to bet this is Yo-Yo's first football game in the snow.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I actually love that this is happening.
Yeah.
It makes this a little more intriguing. And again, it's going to tell me about who you are. And I'm learning the Unc is him.
That's the snowman right there, for real.
Hey, man, Jesus the snowman. I'm down here in the trenches, and the guys are warming up against each other.
Hell yeah.
All right, should we
So
talk
you got D-line,
about...
O-line rep. BBS right
there's
there.
BDS, yep. So
Go
that's good
BDS.
news on that injury front.
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck trying to pick
But
out...
you can understand, if you look back that way, you can understand why I literally 50 yards away, I couldn't see these dudes out here. It is, it's a whiteout, man.
No,
Like,
for real, man.
Sheesh.
That was Paul Pierce.
Yeah, let's talk Marshall Faulk.
Right with that guy.
So, Unc, if you want to share your thoughts here real quick. I mean, Marshall Faulk, 2 days ago, Wednesday evening, it comes out that he's going to be leaving the program and be the next head coach at Southern University. Unc, if you could, what could you tell us about that move? Is Marshall Faulk there? Or is he, immediately going to Southern? How's that working?
He is here. He is here and coaching the backs. He made the trip. And I tell you, Southern is getting, I'm trying to get the camera right. Wait. There it is. Southern is getting a hell of a teacher, hell of a coach, man. And, I wouldn't be surprised if a couple of folks from the staff join him there and he builds that staff out. So it'll be some more news to come. That's a hint, by the way.
Thanks.
Message.
Thoughts?
Man, look
Yeah,
at the ice in the beard, man.
I know, that's really sticking there.
This is, I take this over rain though.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm happy for Marshall Faulk. It's cool. He gets to go home. He gets to try his hand at being a head coach. There's kind of a cool lineage of guys like this that's happening now. And it was really all started by Coach Prime. I mean, you go Coach Prime. There's obviously the brief stint with Ed Reed, but then you add in Deshaun Jackson, you add in Michael Vick, now you add in Marshall Faulk. And I mean, you especially look at Coach being at Jackson State, Deshaun Jackson being at Delaware State, Mike Vick being at Norfolk State, Marshall Faulk going to Southern. What a amazing opportunity for those young players to get to see and learn directly from greatness. I think it's really, really cool that these guys are getting these opportunities, and obviously wish the best for Marshall Faulk. I think it's a unique opportunity for Colorado to give a little bit of freedom to the new offensive coordinator to bring in some guys that he cares about, especially as Unc might have just hinted. A couple guys might be going with Marshall Faulk there. Yeah. You would guess his best relationships would be on the offensive side of the ball. So that's something that Robert Livingston did not have the luxury of doing. He came in and he didn't get to hire one person on that defensive staff. Right. With this one, as you're looking to attract offensive coordinators, I think that you're going to run into some guys who say, okay, well, I want to bring this guy, I want to bring that guy, and I want to bring that guy. This actually opens the door a little bit for you to give those guys some freedoms, which might make it a slightly more attractive job.
Yeah, I think all that is well said, and excited for Coach Faulk, right? This is somebody who wasn't even coaching football, this time last year, and to go from being an assistant to now being the head coach at an HBCU, that's awesome. And I don't think that happens if you don't do a good job, which I think he has done this year, specifically coaching that running back room that has been thin, that has been dealt with injuries, because this was the worst rushing attack in college football the last 2 seasons. And obviously it's not like they went from worst to first or anything like that, but there was marked improvement in that running game. And you could attribute some of that to the offensive line. You can attribute some of that to more of an emphasis on actually calling running plays. But this running game was much improved. And again, you can point to a lot of different reasons, but Marshall Faulk deserves some credit for that. The silver lining is it's not like him leaving, you're going to be losing recruits, right? There's not any high school, running backs committed to this program who did so because they wanted to play for Marshall Faulk. So it's not like you're losing any recruits. So that's a good thing. But yeah, it's exciting for Marshall Faulk, right? And as you mentioned, RK, this is, I don't know if it's accurate to call it a coaching tree, so to speak, from under Coach Prime. It kind of is. There's kind of one building, right?
I think I even heard Deshaun Jackson say, I'm off the Coach Prime coaching tree.
That's fire.
Yeah.
That's fire.
No, yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it's so cool for, I think, especially people like us who grew up watching these guys really become titans of the game, kind of, legendary status. And then now the legend kind of gets to continue. So, yeah, shout out to Marshall Faulk. Really hope he does well there. Something Unk's always said to us about him is these running backs have never learned more than under Marshall Faulk's tutelage.
Yep.
How to play the position, the nuances of it, the details that he brings into the meeting room and to the field as well. So I think that those kids at Southern are going to get a hell of a coach who's going to really teach them a lot about life, I think, too. I think that's one thing that the Coach Prime tree has really kind of emphasized as well, right? It's super cool to play for these former athletes and guys who have been there and done that, but they're also going to tell you, the right way to approach it off the field as well. So, because they've all kind of been through some stuff off the field and I think have come out better on the other side of it too. So it's exciting, man. I mean, I just love seeing these guys kind of keep their football careers going even after they're done playing.
This is a take you're probably going to hear me have a few times over the next few weeks as we go into these searches, but I wanted to say it today. I think Colorado has a real opportunity here with these hires, and I really think what maybe was missed out on a little bit with a hire of Coach Faulk, who again was a great teacher, taught these running backs a ton, is how important relationships and long-standing relationships are in recruiting. and that is relationships with coaches at high school level, relationships with players that you've been building since they were in 8th grade, freshman year of high school, et cetera, et cetera. And Colorado now has a chance to go get an offensive coordinator, a running backs coach, and who knows what other positions that have those existing relationships.
Yes.
And that will help you on both ends of the argument that's been having throughout Buff Nation is, one, it'll help you with direct high school recruiting, which we could debate until the cows come home. But 2, it will help you with the transfer portal because this will be a guy who you recruited. And maybe you were at Texas and he went to LSU. And now he's not happy at LSU. You recruited him to Texas. Now you're at Colorado. You can make that call really quick and say, hey, we got an opportunity here. I think you're going to love it, et cetera. Those things will really make recruiting and this year's portal window a lot easier if you're able to hire some guys like that.
That has to be the emphasis, right? I mean, we've talked, Scotty brings it up all the time, getting just a thoroughbred at running back for Juju in the future, right?
Yeah.
And how important that can be just for the development of this team and also help out some of those recruiting rows. You need that. I mean, that's clearly where the roster is lacking attention, and that's, I think, clearly the direction that you need to go with this next hire. It's why we talk about, or why I say trying to find like your Robert Livingston on offense. Like you need a guy who can not only scheme it up and, put guys in position to make plays, but you need a guy who can relate to the players and those established relationships at high schools and all that stuff. At multiple positions, it would just make the program a lot better if you have guys like that.
Yeah, man, it's going to be interesting to see how they go about filling out this staff this offseason because you're going to have a new offensive coordinator. You're going to have a new running backs coach. I would like to think that you're going to add a quarterback coach in addition to offensive coordinator. And I assume there will be some new coaches on the defensive staff this offseason as well. So that is going to be just as important, if not more important, as the work they do in the transfer portal this offseason, as the work they do on the high school recruiting trail. And those hires are going to dictate how well they do on the recruiting trail and in the transfer portal as well. So I'm going to be really tuned in, right? Because I think they got the defensive coordinator hire right a couple off seasons ago, Robert Livingston. Right. And if you can kind of get the similar level of impact on the other side of the ball at offensive coordinator with your young quarterback, with this talented receiving core, like I think you can really start to supercharge this thing in the right way. But it's going to come down to getting the right hire. And there are certainly some good candidates out there.
Sure.
But it's about, going through the process and finding the right guy for this quarterback, Julian Lewis, for this team. And that's where it's going to be at. But I'm excited for this process to get going.
It all starts today, though. Really, the first domino in the entire coaching carousel falls today with Lane Kiffin. He's supposed
This is the dumbest saga ever.
I don't know, man.
I hate it so much.
I think this is just a product of the calendar, though, too. Like, nothing makes sense anymore in terms of the calendar. Like,
what do you want? How would the calendar change when it comes to playing games?
Because he has to leave now if he wants a full portal and recruiting cycle.
Well, I saw today that if Auburn beats Alabama, Ole Miss is in the SEC championship game.
Right.
So I saw some people opining that he might even wait for that game to finish.
That's what I'm saying. It's a mess right now.
Which would be crazy.
Yeah, National Signing Day is on Tuesday.
Right.
So
I can't believe we're blaming the calendar. This is just shady behavior from Lane Kiffin.
I'm not blaming calendar.
Make a decision.
I mean, for sure.
He's going to.
He's also
this has been going on for weeks.
He's coaching his team,
he
bro.
might want to go to the SEC title game and complete for
Hold
a
on,
national
Leeds has a
title
penalty
game.
kick. It's about to get either really loud or really sad in here.
Is this for the game?
It's to tie the game late in the game.
Where you think
We
Gibbs
never
is staying, or
travel
where you
with the
think Gibbs is
team.
going?
Huh?
You think he stays or goes?
I think he's leaving at this point. Hold on.
Anyways,
it's entirely on the calendar. That's what Scott was just talking about. You don't even know who's in the SEC title game.
Yeah.
You're 11-1. You're a top 6 team in the country.
so have some balls and say you're staying.
If it was only that easy.
I don't get it, bro. Bro's never had a chance to win a national championship in his life. He finally has one. He's gonna leave.
I do think he should stay, but
Apparently, Ole Miss is willing to match everything and anything that he's offered.
if that's the case, yeah, it should be a pretty easy. And you got your quarterback coming back. Like I heard during the game yesterday, that Trinidad is going to apply for a waiver.
Yeah, you can just transfer to LSU. What are we talking about?
Oh my god.
I mean, that's true.
Also, then, yeah,
like why not just
Lane
stay there?
Going after the reporter.
That
was crazy.
That was, and then people are coming after the guy. Like, what was he supposed to do?
Yeah,
There's
like
two state troopers.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you want me to
you
throw
froze
on?
up.
There were 5 there, bro.
Yeah.
They're like, you froze up, bro. He's like, okay, you wanted me to bust off Lane Kiffin and just punch his ass in front of these state
He
troopers?
had an entire squadron around him.
But if he leaves, Lane is gonna look dumb for approaching that reporter for saying something that inevitably was true. You can't turn it into a housewife, and if he leaves, that adage would be certainly apply to him.
I mean, look, Lane Kiffin's obviously played into it too much, and now it's become like it's larger than it's supposed to be at this point. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it jumped the shark with the reporter thing for me.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm normally like, Lane, like, he's just doing bits out here. Like, this is funny. And then now I was like, oh, he's, like, overly stressed.
Yeah.
And it's no longer fun and funny.
he
It's
let
like,
it get to him. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I do kind of feel him though. Like you have everything here, so to speak, at Ole Miss, and like you built this thing up, but like there's more money over there and more opportunity in just a bigger, better program. Like I feel him.
What Cam's saying, LSU is just one of them programs.
Yeah,
it is.
It
Like,
is. It is.
If you have an opportunity to coach one of those programs, you can become a godlike figure in the sport if you do well there.
My question is, sorry to interrupt, what resources do you have there that you don't have at Ole Miss, that if you succeed at Ole Miss at that level, you'll be even more of a legend?
I think part of it must think that he has a better chance of succeeding at LSU than Ole Miss. Like that has to play into it.
I think he's categorically wrong.
I think he's got the same chance to win at either spot, though. Like, he's already proved he could do
If
it at
that's
Ole
the
Miss.
case, he should stay. But I think clearly he thinks that there's a better chance for him to win a natty, be more successful with more resources at LSU.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. At that point, it just comes down to relationships and all this stuff
I would
that
say
we have
like
no idea
maybe
about.
in-state recruit. Well, in-state recruiting
sure.
is definitely better in Louisiana
Right.
than Mississippi.
And it's like we haven't. What proof of concept do we have that Ole Miss can win a national championship? I don't think we have that.
Which is why,
You know?
yeah, I think he has more resources at Ole Miss than he'll have at LSU. They're outspending everyone in the portal every year.
That's true. That's true.
I don't know. Let's take our final break. We'll get to prime players and all that stuff and wrap up. Shout out to our friends over at Common Spirit. Where they're more than just hospitals and clinics. They got 20 hospitals and 240 clinics and care sites right here in Colorado, but it's their team of passionate and expert caregivers dedicated to your well-being and woven into the very fabric of your community. These are your neighbors, your friends, and it's why it's so important to kind of encourage each other to look after your health, man. Go take care of all those little nagging injuries, get the scans that you need to get, all that stuff. Whether it's a routine checkup, managing a chronic condition, or responding to an emergency, you can trust Common Spirit to deliver exceptional care close to home. Experience the difference compassion makes. Find a Common Spirit location near you and discover a new standard of health and healing by visiting mountain.commonspirit.org. Common Spirit Health, official healthcare partner of the first place Denver Broncos.
Shout out to Toyota as well, man. You already know that Toyota is the official vehicle of DNVR, man. The official vehicle of DNVR, man. And trucks have always been a part of Toyota's DNA, man. For generations, Toyota's been building these durable, just road legends destined for greatness and perfect for the beautiful state of Colorado. They got 17 models available, all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. They got 16 different hybrid vehicles to choose from. And these Toyota SUVs, they just take command on the road and on the trail, man. So visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, in Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of CU Athletics. Shout out to Toyota, man. Shout out to those first place Denver Broncos, man.
Damn
Shout out
right.
to those first place Chicago Bears, man. Did
Damn
y'all see them on Black Friday, bro? What a game.
Yeah, the
what
Eagles
a
are
dub.
ass.
Yeah, I
Jeez,
mean,
man, let the guy have some credit.
you see, I didn't do that when y'all, barely beat the Eagles in some crazy look coming. I didn't do all that, but
I've been saying the quarterback sucks for how long, and
You have
he
been saying
showed
that.
it for sure last night again.
you have been saying that. He's just had to play really good defenses when he's played against the Broncos and Bears, though, this year.
That's what it is. Huh?
So,
Caleb didn't look all that great either.
he didn't have to. He didn't have to do too much.
He didn't.
He played well enough, though. He
ran
managed
the
the
hell
game.
out of it.
Yeah. I just can't believe that Bears have an elite rushing offense. Like,
I
that
know.
is just...
You see
crazy to
that
me.
Kyle Manon guy is outperforming Ashton Genty so far this year.
Could have told you that before the season
No, you
started.
couldn't have.
I could have told you that.
You couldn't have.
Yes, bro. Kyle was that guy is who people tried to tell me Ashton Genty was.
That is
boy.
insane.
Is Unk still there?
No, he dropped out.
All right, Unk dropped out. Prime players, last time of the year.
Wow.
Yeah. Offensive prime players. Who wants to start?
I'll go.
Go for it.
I put him on the table and pick Caden Salter.
So did I.
I think that this is a great opportunity for him to just do his thing, not really worry about anything. Just think to himself before this game, like, I'm just gonna go be me. I'm gonna go out
Hell yeah.
the way I go out. This is not necessarily a direct example, but it reminds me of, I heard Jake Plummer telling a story about, like, when he knew he was about to get replaced by Jay Cutler. He was just like, this is probably going to be my last pass. I'm throwing this bitch up. And he threw a pick. But he's like, I went out on my own terms.
Blaze of glory.
Just being a gunslinger. So I think this is like a Caden Salter. Go out on your own terms today, man. Just go run. Like, just play free, sling it around, and let the chips fall where they may.
I wonder if this is Caden's first ever game in the snow as well. Being from Texas at Liberty, right? I don't do a snow.
Virginia, right? Liberty?
I think.
Yeah,
so.
that's in Virginia.
Yeah.
Pretty sure they get a hell of a lot of snow.
Do they? Okay. That would.
I wouldn't call it a hell of a lot.
They're like right on the coast. What do you mean?
I don't know. Either way, I think that's a good pick. I think Caden balls today. But y'all saw that weather. Give me Michael Walsh for my offensive player of the game, bro. I think he is going to be fed today early and often. I think he's going to have a room to run. I think he's going to be running mean and nasty. Give me Micah for a big game and a touchdown.
Yeah, I picked Caden as well. Throw caution to the wind, brother. It's right off the coast. I'm sure he's played in snow before, but this is going to be sloppy, which is why you need a playmaker like Caden Salter back there. Someone who's really just going to throw caution to the wind too back there as well. I think that he's just going to, have that extra itch to make some plays. Yeah, man. Shout out Caden Salter.
I mean, I don't know if we talked about it much today, but obviously Kansas State played Utah last week, and both of Utah's running quarterbacks gave Kansas State's defense some problems. So that certainly should be a big part of what Caden has going on today.
Defense.
Defense, I originally took BDS, but then I saw him on the injury report. I got scared. So then I switched it to John Slaughter.
Okay.
Slaughter.
So I'm keeping Slaughter. I feel like that was a destiny. But I also am keeping BDS.
So you got two.
I'm just taking two. It's the last game
Why
of the
not?
season. I can do
Yeah.
whatever I want.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, I like both those guys, but Slaughter been making a lot of plays on the football, which I love to see.
Yep.
And I think he's a perfect example of a guy who's like, go show that was not just like a 3-game stretch. You do it for 4 games in a row. Like,
Right.
You're really balling. So between him and then BDS is another guy who I just think wants to put a nice cap on this redshirt freshman season. So looking forward to seeing those guys out there.
Brian Howells tweeted out that Amari McNeil is suited up,
Nice.
Yeah.
so he's good to go.
We actually saw that from Unk.
Yep.
Amari?
Yeah, he showed him.
Either way, I'm going with Tawfiq Bayard. Sorry, I'm going default pick. It doesn't matter much in this game in terms of standings, in terms of postseason and all that. So I'm going to take the guy who's going to play just as hard regardless. Sorry if it's a cowardly pick, but
Go out on your terms, baby.
As you can see on the screen there, I went with Keaton Wade, man, another senior, a guy potentially playing his final college football game. He's been balling the last couple of weeks quietly. Had a TFL last week. Was a bit banged up on the injury report this week. He looks good to go. So give me Keaton to apply some real pressure on Avery Johnson today. Get a sack, get a couple TFLs, be impactful in the run game. I like Mr. Wade for my defensive player of the game.
Dark horse?
I'll give mine because if you remember, I think one of the few times we've seen a real trick play, bless you, is against Utah in a meaningless game in the last game of the season. I think this
Travis play?
No, the screen to Jimmy, which ended up in a throw to Dylan.
Mm-hmm. Are you talking about 2 years ago?
2 years ago, yep. You're right. We did see a trick play for Travis against Utah last year too.
Right.
But I think that we get a fake punt today.
Him running it?
Yep.
So you got would you pick? You picked Demon?
I picked Demon as my dark horse. I think we get a fake punt today.
That'd be
Might as well
sick.
just empty it out
Hell yeah.
and take off.
Hell yeah.
As you can see on the screen there, I got Isaiah Harge. We heard from him this week on the podium. This is somebody who could potentially, make an impact 3 different phases. He's been really impactful on special teams as a gunner, making tackles on punt. Obviously, he's been settled into more of the cornerback role here the last couple weeks with some injuries in that room, but still a threat to catch the football and make some plays offensively. So I think Isaiah Harge makes a game-changing play today on one of 3 phases potentially.
Well, we keep saying it's a matter of time.
It's really just you who keep
And this
saying
is
that
the last
this play.
chance for the year. So I'm putting all my eggs in this basket. For real, though, in a game like this where it could be nasty and just slippery and gross on the field, a return can kind of change everything.
Yeah.
It also can kind of be easier to change angles and especially on a surface like that too, when you're the one going that direction, everyone else is going at you.
Everybody
you know
else
what I mean?
slipping but you. Yeah,
Exactly.
I can see that.
So give me Quentin Gibson. I don't know. Throw the ball down to him. Check down. Just give him the ball in space. Let's see if he can make some plays. He's a part of the future.
Bet you he's never played in snow.
Yes. 100%. There you go. Final prime players of the year. Damn. Did you guys see the video of Shador and Shiloh at Thanksgiving?
Allie sent it to me while we were doing this.
Hilarious.
I haven't seen it, yeah.
It's amazing. Shiloh is the funniest person on earth, I think.
I saw he kept, I don't know what they were talking about at first, but Shiloh was like, why don't you ask him? Let's just start a quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. What you mean? And then he was asking Shador, he was like, hey, man, get me on the team. I need that number 21. And then Shador Denzel Ward, number 21. That's the franchise player. He was like, you're right. 28 will do.
28 works.
That's good. Shiloh is actually
hilarious.
Shiloh is going to become just a
Yes.
top tier streamer.
Yes.
100%.
100. Yeah.
He's
Content
just-
creator, whatever it is.
Yes.
Entirely too naturally funny.
He really is. Final thoughts, I guess, rounding out here. This is the last pregame show of the season, too.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, my final thoughts are last time to watch the Buffs, last time to watch these guys make plays. Enjoy it. Don't bitch, don't moan until it's absolutely necessary. And let's hope these guys go out with a win, man. There is something to it. So, but most of all, I'm just looking for the guys who are really about that life.
Yep. There's always going to be something to learn in situations like this. When there's not a lot to play for, when there's plenty of reason to mail it in and, play with less than 100% effort, this is when you notice the guys who play with even more effort. And I think we're going to see some evidence of that. And if not, we'll point that out too. But this is a character game, for this program, for a lot of these guys on the team, a lot of these coaches as well. Because coaches can mail it in too.
yeah.
Right? Coaches can give up too. And a lot of times that's easy to tell. So we'll be able to see who brings it today, who mails it in. And yeah, I'm excited about today, man. Like you said, it's the last one, man. So yeah, let's get it.
Very bittersweet, the last game of the season. But yeah, you learn a lot about yourselves in these games, right? Even when I was playing in youth football in high school, man.
For sure.
That last week of the year, you could always learn a lot about your teammates, a lot about yourself.
Definitely.
How much you love the game. And I think that's what Coach Prime is looking for. And I think that's what a lot of these leaders who are completely bought in and, ready for next year, ready to get to work for next year, what they're going to look for as well. Like, who's really going to stand in the trenches with me and, just put their heart on the line and go play the game that we love. You hear Joe Burrow talking a lot about it,
Right.
on Thanksgiving, right? How he comes back from injury and it's a 3-8 year for them. And it's kind of, why are you even coming back?
Because why not?
Yeah, why not? We're all playing a kid's game. You're all
Right.
lucky to be playing this game at this point of your lives anyway. So let's just go out there and have some fun.
It's also get back on the table as well, man. Let's not forget,
Of course.
that this Kansas State football team beat this Colorado football team last year in Boulder, Colorado. And there are a good amount of guys on that team still on this team. So give back is certainly in order as well.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that as well.
Also just ending on a high note.
Yeah.
Not having, what we had last year at the Alamo Bowl, that just terrible taste in your mouth of, being embarrassed for the final game of your season and there's nothing you can do about it again. You can control that.
For sure.
As of right now, you can still control that. So let's hope we see it.
And as I think you mentioned earlier in the week, there is something to not having the worst record of the Coach Prime era.
Yeah.
I think there is something to that. Certainly from an outside perspective, from a national perspective, people are going to have the quote graphics loaded up, 3-9, the worst record.
Regressed.
In the coach, right. But, I think, like I said, I think there is something to that. Obviously, there's nothing to be excited or elated about at 4-8, but it's definitely better than 3-9. I'll tell you that much.
All right. We're going to let's do the super chat. Shout out Don Peasy, man. He says, rode with the Buffs and y'all all year. Didn't go how we wanted, but your content was always top tier. Thanks to the FDP and crew. Shout out to you, Don Peasy. Appreciate you for being diehard, man. And always rocking with us.
We'll see you guys for the watch along and the post game show.
Yes,
Pull
sir.
up.
Very soon.
Stay with us.
We all silly like the mayor.